Hello. Good morning, everyone. This is Lawrence from Red Candle Club, and this trade journal is for December 24th, 2023. Happy holidays, everybody. Let's go to the charts. And just as an FYI, while I may give price targets for myself during the show, none of this is recommendation to buy or sell any asset, and I may or may not hold some of the assets discussed on this show. All right. So let's take a look at this. And obviously, the story is holy shit, look at this Solana price. The Solana price hits, let's see if I could find, I have so many tickers. It is at 113 right now, actually trading at 112.85. It went up to almost 118 yesterday or last night. This is an incredible price performance. I mean, we started the year at, let's see here, we started the year at, $10. So we went from $10 to $118. So pretty epic. Congratulations to all of the holders of Solana this year. You guys have truly held through, really held through hell here. There's been a lot of good opportunities to get in. If you were watching, we had, price at $13 back in June. And then we had a price of $17 back in September, which is only 3 months ago, believe it or not. So in 3 months, we saw Solana go from $17 to $117. So pretty epic to see that price performance in such a short time. But I gotta say, besides, I'm not really adding a whole lot right now. There's only a few tokens that I'm really looking at. But when you look at the wider market, it's kind of just stalling out here for everything besides Solana, really. Injective also had a pretty good day yesterday. Injective hit a new high of 45. So that's a pretty excellent run this year as well. Injective seems pretty bullish, as does, let's look at Solana charts. Solana does too. So they could keep ripping. Solana and Injective could keep going up. I'm seeing a lot of bullish momentum in these charts. So I don't see any slowdown yet. I wouldn't call a short here. So I would say just keep holding on this until we see more signs of wider correction. Bitcoin is pretty much in the same spot. Again, really struggling to break that 44,000. I think if it doesn't push past it soon, we could see a little bit more of a correction here. Again, if it falls under the Ichimoku cloud for the daily, that would be pretty shocking, but it's possible. But yeah, Bitcoin, really not much to say here. Ethereum is basically the same chart, just with less performance. Bitcoin dominance is actually interesting to look at right now. It fell below the Ichimoku cloud, and it's really been struggling. So, if Bitcoin dominance continues to drop here, we could see altcoins continue to rally. And if you look at the total market cap for altcoins, excluding Bitcoin, that's what the total 3 marker is. It is printing very bullish chart here. So, I mean, it could just keep pumping. We could keep seeing altcoins do very well. So that's really what I've been looking at is altcoins right now. Let's check out AVAX. AVAX is also printing a pretty bullish chart. I don't see any signs of stopping on this one yet either. So if you were looking to get into AVAX, you're getting in at a pump. But again, I don't see anything that would indicate like taking a short, for example. Let's see. I want to look at Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity has actually been doing pretty well. It's 2x over the last couple months. It just printed, it just broke 8 last night. Now it's at 850, and we haven't hit these price levels since spring of this year. So I mean, it's also doing quite well this year. I'm not calling for a yearly high. The yearly high was at let's see, the yearly high was 14. I don't think it's going to break that in the next week, but it's decisively above the 200-day EMA, which hasn't happened for years. And it happened once in November. It fell back below it, and then at the end of November, it went above it, and it's staying above it now. So we could see things change for Axie Infinity. They've been putting out a lot of new material. They've been building the whole bear market, and people hate Axie Infinity, and they really want it to fail. But in my experience, that just means it pumps harder. I mean, we saw that with Solana too. People hated Solana really all year until the last couple months. And now, everyone loves Solana because of the price, but hatred for assets usually means that it's due for a pump and you should look at getting in. Speaking of hatred for assets, let's talk about Ethereum, because Ethereum is, if you look on crypto Twitter, Ethereum's getting thoroughly bashed right now. If you look at the Sol ETH chart, it's basically the same chart as Solana. I mean, which tells you that Ethereum really hasn't done much. Sol Bitcoin, well, wait, that's not the chart I want to look at. If you look at ETH BTC, not printing a pretty picture here, although I will say that we are at cycle bottoms here for the bear market. So we hit this bottom back in June of 2022. So we're talking about 18 months now. We bounced off of that, and we are now trading right around that same bottom, and it seems to be consolidating here. And the momentum is pointing a bullish divergence here too. So I actually think that this could actually be a decent buy point for Ethereum and some of the altcoins on the Ethereum system. I would be looking at L2s here. I would be looking at some of those assets, because if it does hold this support, if ETH BTC does hold this and continues to print higher, ETH could pump pretty nicely over the next few months. And they got the Dankun upgrade coming out in next month, which is going to introduce Danksharding just to testnet in January. And then in February, it's going to be mainnet. And that promises to reduce the fees quite a bit. So if all of that goes well, and this chart, stops here and continues going higher, I would be looking to buy Ethereum here. I'm actually considering allocating some to Ethereum myself, because I think that Ethereum has the sentiment's down, the chart's down, you're at a bottom. I mean, what more can be said? I mean, if you look at the price chart, it's not printing as it's not as encouraging, but it's kind of the similar as Bitcoin, where it's really struggling to break this 2400 level. But I don't know, man. I feel like Ethereum is going to have a revenge trade pretty soon, where it's going to pump pretty hard and surprise everyone. So that's kind of what I'm at. I might pick up some Ethereum today. We'll see. Let's see. Let's talk about some other ones. Let's look at Canto, man. Canto has been an interesting development over the last 24 hours. If I can find it, here it is. So this is why I like Ichimoku, because it really, a lot of interesting things happen when it tries to break through these clouds. We saw Canto pump yesterday pretty hard up to the 32-cent level, and then it got sold right back down, right under the Ichimoku cloud, right down to 28 cents, and now it's trading at 25 cents. So we are only a few cents away from the EMA at this point. So I'm actually considering getting in soon, because we're getting up to this support level that, I don't think I would be pretty shocked if it falls under at this point. Usually in bull cycles, especially with the bullishness in alts, I just have a hard time seeing how Canto falls below this. And it's actually, Canto you can see a support here where it's consolidated previously. So Canto could be a good buy here. This is a strong one for me. I think we're close enough to the EMA now where I could say that I'd be okay with losing a couple cents if it means that I break through this next high here, which is much higher. Let's see. Index Coop. So Index Coop, if anyone's not aware of this, it's basically a DAO that creates structured products. So they have their first big one was a DeFi Pulse Index, which was like an index token of layer one, or not layer one, DeFi 1.0 tokens like Avalanche and Uniswap and some others. And they've released many other products since that some have done well, some have done not so well. But it has just ripped lately. Back in October, it was under $1, and now it's at $5. It went almost to $8 the other day. So 8x increase in 2 months. That's pretty epic. That's almost Solana levels of performance here. It has since sold off a little bit. It's at $5 now, but that's still 5x increase. I'm not so sure, to be honest, because Index has these tendencies to pump and then consolidate. It hasn't been on TradingView for a while, but I mean, we could see a turnaround here also. This is insanely strong volume. I mean, this is volume that, I mean, I have a hard time seeing this come back down. I think that this volume indicates that these people are in for the long term, whoever bought here. So, if you're looking at Index, it's still a pretty low market cap. I would consider, allocating into this if you really like it on this downtrend. But there is just no signs of bearishness anywhere in this chart for me. I mean, this is just full bullishness. let's see. Besides that, I feel like I'm pretty quiet today. We got Factor. I actually like Factor. It's a real world asset. I think I'm going to buy this one here. I like where it's at. It bounced off the EMA. It's in the Ichimoku cloud now. It's kind of just screwing around in here. It's at the bottom range of the cloud. And if it does hold here, we could see a kind of range in the cloud for a while and break out of it, which would be, this would be a nice price point for me. So, yeah, I like Factor here. PAL, man, I don't know with PAL. So this is the thing. It's at a good support level. It bounced 3 times from here, right? This is the third bounce actually, but it can't seem to break into the cloud. I mean, it went in, it peaked in there, it got sold back down right under it. So this is like kind of a tricky spot. I want to buy it, but if it falls through the support, I feel like I'm really going to be wrecked here. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time. I want to see a little more strength here for it to really find a bottom before I get in. Let's see for I don't know what else could we talk about. Jito, and I feel like Jito's hanging on for dear life here, but again, if we get a sell off in Solana, I think this thing is just. I think it's going down. I don't know, but again, I don't. I'm not making any decisions here. I think this could actually chop for quite a while, so I can't really see any direction here right now. Say is. I think Say. I could see Say chopping here for a while and then continuing higher. It doesn't seem like there's any huge signs of bearishness here. So I'm just waiting to see, but this actually is a pretty good chart, I think, overall. So I'm liking Say here. And let's see Ron Chain. Where's that at? Yeah, Ron might chop for a little while too. Although with Axie Infinity doing well, I feel like Ron's going to do well too because they're both made by the same company. So this could continue to be a good story. Yeah, that's really it for today. I can't really. I mean, it's kind of just there's a lot of chop in the market right now. Besides Solana and besides Injective. Injective is doing well too, but other than that, there's kind of a lot of chop. Some select tokens are doing well. Like you have Cpool that is just killing it, and this chart's super bullish. And I mean, Cpool's just been doing excellent over the last couple months. I've been very happy with my performance here. I'm up 10x on Cpool, so I mean, and I have no intention of selling. I think Cpool's still a low market cap. If you look at all the, if you look at the asset itself and the value it provides, I mean, it could do quite well. Besides that, that's it. Let's see. Markets are closed on Monday for equities. Things I think are going to be a little quiet over the next few days. So I'm going to say here, I'm most likely not going to make a video tomorrow. Maybe Tuesday if I get time. But I just want to say happy holidays to everyone out there who's watching this. Spend some time with your loved ones. 2024 is looking to shape up to be an excellent year for macro and crypto. So get those bags ready. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.